Hello everyone, today is March 9th and we've had a market crash. Yes, lost more than 7% on all three major indices on Wall Street. That's right. And my dear friend was complaining that his IRA account lost $30,000 in value already before this crash. So it's another 7% more, however that much. And since the beginning of the scare, the past week or so, a week and a half, 10 days or so, how much have we lost? I think at least a third, roughly a third, something around. So it actually dropped so much that it paused itself, the markets. Everybody's like, oh, everybody calm down. We don't want to dive to the zero. But there's some good news. So, because if we understand the economics of the plague, then we could do something about it, okay? Obviously, President Trump doesn't. So he hasn't been helping the market. Just kidding. He's trying to do something, but I don't think he's doing the right things. Okay, let's find out why. Okay, so Freakonomics is a show, it's a book. Somebody else coined this term, but I'm borrowing it. Okay, if you don't like it, and just economics of the plague. It's very scary. So actually the economy grows organically, at least here in the US, something like a plague. We discussed that last time, okay? So actually it reaches, it grows fast and then something, well actually China's economy was like that. So it was growing freakishly fast for like 20 something years and then it's slowing down right now. But basically if it slows down then it grows organically, you know, and achieves a balance. So anything in nature does that. But the plague can overpower the economy by mainly doing two things. We've discussed that, spreading fast and kill a lot. Okay, how fast does it spread? From the last video, also from today, so look it up. We know that our economy grows about 3% a year, right, in the U.S. But the plague right now, as of today, outside of China, well, they're doing something different now. So, but outside of China, everybody's panicking. Rough growth rate is about 15% on average. Some days even worse. A day, okay? So we're not talking about a year. So basically, a day of plague is equivalent to 5 years or 10 years. Is that how we look at it? Not necessarily, because it doesn't kill as much. So if you look at taking death rate into account, we also need to take death rate into account. So not 15% a day, but over a year, think about it, 355, 65 days in a year, it will just, you know, obliterate this puny growth, okay, that we have, okay? So it doesn't take a year, it takes about a month. The plague can obliterate the economy, okay? That's why everybody is scared. That's why the Wall Street is, you know, going crazy. They have all the reason to do so, okay? But let's hope that we're smarter. We don't just let it grow organically. We can intervene a little bit because, you know, we can do something about the economy and we can do something about the plague. So what can we do? We have to really arm ourselves with knowledge and intellect and reason, okay? So we don't fear it because there are things we can do. Okay, there's an opposite interest in doing things, okay? The economy really depends on mobility, okay, and social events, okay? People gather together and they spread some ideas, they exchange ideas, they talk about deals. The art of the deal means the president, and they need to travel, and then they need to meet each other. And those are very essential to the economy, okay? Guess what else is essential? It also promotes the plague, because when people socialize, they pass the plague or pass the virus on to one another. And it's really, really bad. And this plague is really, this virus is so tricky. You know, tricky might be the word, is that we don't even know it gets passed on. So what can we do? Because of this, we know that we need to kill the plague first and then worry about the economy, because our economy growth is puny compared to the plague growth. If we don't do anything about the plague, anything we do is futile, you know, in a month or two. It's going to be futile, okay? So what do? We limit mobility. Look at Italy. They're shutting everything down. We're limiting social events. Look at Italy and China. They're shutting everything down. No ball games. You know how Europeans love their football, the Milan, AC Milan, Inter Milan, the Juventus, all these nice events. They also have opera, you know, they have every sort of romantic things going on, fashion shows, all shut down. People are protesting. They're going crazy. But that's a sensible thing to do right now, you know. They can shut it down and then everybody stay calm for a month, like the Chinese did, It's a little bit worse in certain parts of China, but they did that. That's exactly what they did. Now they're going back to work. They're slowly moving into the normal economy they're going to have. They're not full 100% as they were, but even they can move to 20%, 30% first. In certain regions like Wuhan, they're still shut down completely, but they're optimistic. They think within weeks or even maybe a couple of weeks they can start planning on everybody getting out and then start doing things. But you have to take that really strong hold first to get control over the plague first. Your economy is just so fragile compared to the plague. Okay, so that's a smart choice. We got to deal with the plague first and then worry about the economy. Anything we do right now, any sort of things we say we're trying to do to calm the people and don't fear anything, it doesn't help. Because when the plague comes and we don't do anything about it, it's going to wipe out the economy. Okay, so what about the market? The market, as is right now, may be able to survive 1 month of crashing and tumbling and going up and down, going crazy, right? It will bounce back. You know why? Once we get a hold of the virus, of the disease, the market is going to react. People in Wuhan, they're circulating. They've been locked in so much. Everybody wants to go get out there. Once they're unlocked, once they have a hold of the, they get control over the plague, they'll go out there and they'll spend. They'll boost the economy. They enjoy the things the times that are missed. They're gonna not worry about saving a lot of money. That's their problem. Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But that will only happen when the plague is contained. Okay? Only, the market will not bounce back alongside of the plague. It doesn't work. Okay? We got to figure out a way to reduce the plague or have it contained. And we can do that if we can, really hunker down a little bit for like 4 weeks right now. If we wait another week, we may have to do it longer. That's the problem. If we take immediate actions, it's going to be a much better effect. If we wait, things are going to get out of hand. It will take longer. The market will take longer to recover afterwards. So, the smart choice, if you're worried about your retirement accounts and all that, well, the smart choice is to support the plague containing, right? That's not only keeping us alive, it's also helping the economy to bounce back. So let's look at U.S. and China, right? U.S., the market. Well, the Chinese people, they tend to have a lot of savings. People save their money. So in the past month or so, part of it they already planned out is their New Year's, right? And then they were not spending as much because of this lockdown, and then they're normally spending a lot of money during New Year's, but they're saving that money so they can afford not going back to work for a little bit longer. But people are still starting to feel the stress right now. Financially. In the U.S., people don't save their monies. They live on credit. But credit can actually be better, especially when you're talking about a country. You have U.S. government has tremendous amount of credit. They have the best credit in the world. They can borrow the most money. They can print the most cash without overinflating the market. That can really save the economy. That's a cushion for the economy. The Chinese government, they don't have so much. They have a lot of cash, but that cash reserve is running down. But once that's over, they don't have a lot of credit internationally. Okay? Why? Because they have a lying government. Well, it's not a political thing, but that's the way it is. People don't trust them. They have cash. We do business, but they don't have cash. They don't have credit. Very little credit. So a lying government with no cash on hand is the worst of both worlds. So, okay, that's a danger we don't want to fall into. That's a hint to certain people, certain branch of the government. Okay, hint. I know they're trying to, when you're a politician, even when you're a scientist on the government payroll, you're supposed to say the politically correct things. So, as a listener, as the citizen of this world, who do you want to listen to? Do you want to listen to government payroll, person? Even the Surgeon General, I'm sure he's a fantastic surgeon. He's a fantastic doctor, and he understands the ins and outs. But the things he's telling you are not necessarily fake or false, but it's not entirely true, okay? He probably has more information he's not telling you because he doesn't want to lose his job. because he has a boss who doesn't want to scare people, right? Who's playing mongling with numbers. It's probably under 1% the death rate. Okay, first of all, the death rate concept is deceiving. I had another video talking about it. Go look at that, talking about the death rate. Secondly, the number he's yelling out, they're just like completely false, even by whatever data, whatever measurement you're looking at. Okay, so let's not fall into that trap. Fortunately, only 1 or 2 persons in the whole entire government is like that. Local governments are better, but the true good information for the public is the independent people who are not on payroll for anybody, who doesn't have any skin in it, who just care about the truth. Because, let's be honest, my life depends on it too. And, Dr. John Campbell, his life depends on it. And everybody's life depends on it. Because our livelihood, our way of living, all depends on how we deal with this pandemic. Okay? So, I have no interest in anything to scare you or anything. All I want to do is give you the good information so you can practice prudent measures to protect yourselves, to protect people around you, to weather the storm, so to speak. And after the storm goes by, and then after, we have really good doctors, we have terrific medical knowledge how to deal with these things. And the things that I hear from the professionals, they're terrific. However, sometimes, it gets disconnected from the public. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you some insights. So pass it along to all the friends around you. All these videos, pass it along. Arm them. Arm them with masks is one thing. Arm them with knowledge is something else. Okay? Do we really need draconian measures like Italy is imposing right now and China is imposing right now? Not necessarily, because outside of Hubei and Wuhan, outside of those really heavy regions, they're okay. They're very careful. They're doing a lot more than what we're doing. They're checking everything. They're wearing masks. They're going back to work really cautiously. They're wiping everything down. They're doing a lot more than we're doing, and they are okay. They still get new cases, but that rate is down so much. It's a manageable level. That's what we want. We want to manage it for now until we can figure out a way to obliterate it. Or maybe we can't, but we need to learn how to manage it, right? Right now, it's out of control. It is out of control. I'm not lying, okay? Whoever says it's under control, it's controllable. Watch out the words. They don't say it's under control. They say it's controllable. It is controllable if we do the right things, but we're not doing the right things yet. Okay. Really. The Chinese have done everything, and then they've made some mistakes. The key mistakes is lying government that I had, or people who don't want to propagate the truth. But they're doing something that's right. The thing may sound like freedom limiting, but they have to go to that deep to do that. Like I said, it takes a lot more if they miss the golden opportunity. Right now, let's not miss our golden opportunity. Tell everybody, shut down everything. Okay, shut down the schools for a month. The kids are going to be fine. Shut down the ball games. Play the ball games without an audience. Okay, I know that sucks. LeBron James doesn't like it, but it's better than we already lost Kobe Bryant. We don't want to lose another LeBron James. Okay, so that's the thing. And I don't know. I mean, he is a physical, really imposing, the best, strongest person there is. But facing the virus, I don't know. We probably stand the same chance, as everybody else. Okay. All right. Should we name this episode as Saving LeBron James? Maybe we should.